Hello everyone, this is Bill Crandall, director and one of the main stars of the Nächste Tag, and I'm just going to be doing some audio commentary on it. And the first thing I gotta say is, sorry there's no music, because Windows Movie Maker's being dumb and not letting me put the narration right over the music. Now if you notice that last shot from Halo gameplay, that was in first person, because that was from Lewis's gamer. And that other one was trying to be me in first person, but it wouldn't let us do that because it was on his TV, not mine, which I regret not doing, as in like filming a shot on my TV and then a shot of his TV.
We're having wir essen.
Now there he should have said wir haben, not wir haben, as he messed up with the English and German. Now if you notice there's a huge glare coming off the lights in my basement, because I hadn't even noticed that was there until I had looked back at what I had recorded on the camera. And if you notice, I wasn't even playing the game, I wasn't even playing Halo, I was just on the Xbox dashboard. Man, it was really windy that day. Plus, if you notice, my outfit changed, but I took that into account by saying I gotta change my clothes, because I knew I'd be wearing something different the day we were filming. And if you see there, Chris's reflection was on the door pane, because he was filming that shot. Now this shot was hard to do because we had to have all three people in it, but we didn't have a fourth person to be our camera person, so I had to do it from first person. Now you see there Chris was dancing in the background because he was being impatient and just wanted to be funny, which I guess kind of worked. And he's just listing off different stuff in the fridge, and this was this upcoming joke is his idea. I see he just said cat as one of the foods we could have had, which I thought was alright, and that got a good laugh in our class. And another thing, Lewis's fridge wasn't even cold when we opened it up the first time. Like, you'd think it wouldn't be cold because we'd had it open for quite a while trying to get the scene right. And if you listen, you can hear Lewis's doot doot doo song in the background. Thought that was pretty cool. He cracked up when I showed the scene back to him. I showed him what I had recorded on the camera afterwards. He thought it was hilarious how he could hear himself. And also the sound of the TV changed in the background too, because we'd had to stop and cut a couple times. There he just said, these chicken McNuggets, or these popcorn chicken things, are really tasty, and the thing is they weren't. Lewis let them in the microwave for too long and they dried out. And that was a good camera cut, except the thing is the amount of water in Chris's bottle is much less than what he'd had in the shop before, but it was still nice that he had the bottle up to his mouth. Man, I never realized how aggressive I was in biting that apple. If you can tell, Chris is reading off the script because he couldn't remember his line to save his life. I didn't like this scene that much once I had put it back together because they were too long of pauses, and I didn't like that little overactive head thrust I just did. And the thing is, the reason we put this flashback in here was because we had to have some certain things in our video, like covering the stuff we learned over the years. And also, if you'll notice, there's an extreme change in the time of day because the batteries in my camera gave out, and they were rechargeables. And Lewis said he had another charger that we could use, but the thing was, the charger was for Rayovacs, I think, and I had Energizer batteries, so it didn't work out that great. So we were playing Halo for about 3 hours, just waiting for the batteries to charge. And when we were finally just tired and they hadn't charged all the way, we popped them out. They were really hot. Like, it seemed like they were dangerously hot, but we just put them in the camera and they held us off for the rest of the day. If you saw earlier, you could see the muzzle flash of the shotgun from the game reflected onto Chris and Lewis. Plus, you could hear the elite getting killed, and that was it's always a great sound. I liked that scene there where they're coming down the stairs, because of this old effect I put on the video. It looks like they're just coming out of darkness. I like Lewis's reflex there to like help me, because I hadn't told him that I was gonna like scream really loud. Now see, now it's even darker outside, And the reason Chris was laughing so hard is because I made a funny face before I rolled the camera. If you listen, you can hear Chris say rock and roll in the background. And again, I apologize for having no music. This was supposed to be Behind the Clouds by Brad Paisley, but obviously I can't put it in there because of Windows Movie Maker's dumb restrictions. Now that's not a bottle of like any kind of liquor. It's A1 steak sauce. That was Lewis's idea. I gotta hand it to him because that was pretty funny. Now see, Lewis and I took care to wear the same things that we had been wearing the other day because this was on Sunday, and the other day of filming was Friday. And see, I wanted to kick Chris in the shin to wake him up, or knee. And see, if you'll notice, Chris is not wearing the same thing, and also his hair's shorter because he got a haircut on Saturday. And I like Lewis's parents' idea to keep the plastic on one of their couches just to keep everything clean. Now that thing up in the upper right, which I just noticed, is just the pull from his fan to turn his fan on. Our friend David had a similar idea where they had held a party and then everyone was wasted the next morning. Now see, I had to be careful with this shot because I didn't want to get my reflection in the window pane on the door. That was the neighbor's car, but we needed another thing in the movie, and the Matt kid he's talking about actually lived just a couple houses down the street, so it was believable if you didn't know where he lived. I like Chris's little towel flip he does here. That was his idea. Plus, you can see the brightness get all messed up because the light from the window was a lot, and again, it's creating more glare on there, which is really not look good. Plus, it doesn't help the fact that this scene looks fine, whereas the last one looked totally horrible. And see, there it is again. And now we go to our outtakes. And again, this would have Fortunate Son by CCR playing over this. But, again, just this stupid thing with Windows Movie Maker. And what Chris does here, taking on what I said earlier, that particular piece of popcorn chicken was, like, totally solid, like, all the way through. And those things weren't that great, but we just had to tough it out. But later that day, we just put some barbecue sauce on them, and we all loved them. Because we, like, hadn't had any dinner that day. Now see, that shot would have been fine, but Chris insisted on stopping it. But that falling down the stairs thing that I did earlier was not legit. I didn't want to hurt myself, so I just had to kind of fake it, but it turned out really bad. In that last outtake, you could see Lewis took his glasses off when he should have been passed out, and the camera was already rolling.
Yeah, they're going.
And Chris didn't know how to work the camera at that point. Actually, he did know how to work the camera, he just didn't know how to give correct signals to tell us when to go. And I figured we just do the rest of the scene, and I'd crop that part out, but then Lewis messes up the line. And then, right there, Chris was singing Rock You Like a Hurricane, which was his favorite song at the time.
That's my line.
And I just stole Chris's line, and I didn't even realize it.
Okay, Chris.
And all the scenes after, like, me saying want to have a party tonight, those were all improv without a script. I just told them what to say, and they did it for the most part. Now this outtake and the last one are staged, and if you notice, I put Chris as director of outtakes because he wanted to put these two in, and he didn't make them believable at all, so I just had to play along with it. And this was like our last day of shooting, and he was just feeling goofy. That's why I did that slide. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.